What the heck is going on with Von Miller? We're going to be breaking down his current legal troubles in Dallas, Texas here. Going to be breaking down what those troubles are and then also what it means for his 2023 season and if he's actually going to be able to play. And then also we're going to be shifting our focus to Chicago. Should they keep Justin Fields as their quarterback for the start of the 2024 campaign, or should they draft a rookie quarterback? And then also, finally, Zach Ertz, released by the Cardinals today. We're going to be breaking down his options and some potential teams that could be interested in adding the dynamic receiving threat at tight end. And before we get into today's news and rumors right here on NFL Daily, make sure you click that subscribe button right now for free and daily NFL content. We try to keep you guys updated on everything going around the National Football League. So do me a favor right now, kick off today's show by clicking that subscribe button. Now let's get into the Von Miller story here, where an arrest warrant for Bills edge rusher Von Miller has been issued in Dallas, Texas for domestic assault. So, let's go over what's going on right here and what kind of the story is when it comes to Von Miller. So, Wednesday morning, there was a domestic incident against Miller's pregnant girlfriend that was reported in Dallas, Texas. When the police arrived, Miller was not there. And right now, Miller and his girlfriend, what has allegedly happened here is that they got into a very intense verbal spat, and then it escalated where the girlfriend had to be treated for minor injuries. Nothing major. It doesn't appear like anything with the baby is troubling there, but it definitely seems like Von Miller could be in a bit of trouble here, especially with the domestic issue here. The Buffalo Bills did send out an official statement regarding the issue today. They say this morning, "We were made aware of an incident involving Von Miller. We are in the process of gathering more information and will have no further comment at this point." So really right now, Von Miller's 2023 season could absolutely be in jeopardy. Not only is he potentially going to be in trouble with the law here, but the NFL and the Bills respectively could suspend him for the rest of the 2023 campaign. Von Miller did just sign a massive 6-year, $120 million contract last season with the Buffalo Bills. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see how this saga unfolds here over the next several days and potentially even months when it comes to the superstar edge rusher. Now, coming up here, I'm going to be talking about, should the Chicago Bears keep Justin Fields here for 2024, or should they trade him away and draft his replacement? Going to let you know what I think here in just a second. But first, let's have a word from our sponsor here at Prize Picks. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use our code CLNS for a deposit match up to $100 today. If you're looking for a way to spice up your game days this NFL season, you can get started with Prize Picks. And what Prize Picks is that it's a skill-based, real money daily fantasy sports game. And you might be asking yourselves, Jack, how does that even work, daily fantasy sports? Well, here's how. You pick 2 to 6 players, and if they will go for more or less than their Prize Picks projection, and you can even win up to 25 times your money on any entry. So my entry for Sunday here in Week 13, I got the more on Kenny Pickett and more on Pat Freiermuth. Those guys had a really nice connection last week against the Bengals. They're going to be playing against the Cardinals this week, so I think the Pittsburgh Steelers offense is going to be doing pretty nicely this weekend. I got the more on those guys. And then also Tyreek Hill. I mean, right now he's sitting at 0.5 touchdowns this weekend going up against the Washington Commanders. I think he gets more than that. I think he gets at least 1 touchdown in that football game. You can check it out now at prizepicks.com/CLNS and use our code CLNS for a deposit match up to $100 today. With Prize Picks, it takes less than 60 seconds to make your picks. So get started right now. You can even get your picks in before NFL Week 13 gets underway. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use our code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. That's code CLNS at prizepicks.com/CLNS for deposit match up to $100 today. So now let's discuss the Chicago Bears quarterback situation here, where the big question is here, should the Bears keep Justin Fields as their starting quarterback heading into the 2024 season, or should they potentially go and get a quarterback very high in the 2024 NFL draft? You look at the current draft order right now. Of course, the Carolina Panthers traded their first-round pick this year to the Chicago Bears in exchange for the rights to last year's number 1 overall pick, where they, of course, took Bryce Young. So right now, Chicago currently holds both the number 1 overall pick and the number 4 overall pick. And after Carolina just fired Frank Reich after just 11 weeks in the head coaching position, I think it's definitely likely that Chicago has that number 1 overall spot locked up yet again here heading into the 2024 offseason. And, they have a couple options that they have at their disposal here. Option number 1 for them is to trade away Justin Fields to a team like the Pittsburgh Steelers or the Atlanta Falcons, one of those other teams that would be interested in a guy like Justin Fields, and then draft Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams is an extremely talented, pretty much a generational talent at the quarterback position, at least in my personal opinion. When I look at him on film, I look at somebody that could be a Patrick Mahomes type talent, and I think that he could carry an NFL offense on day one. But the other option that the Bears have at their disposal here is that Justin Fields, who's shown some good things this year, you keep him as the quarterback, and then you draft Marvin Harrison Jr., the stud wide receiver, one of the best wide receiver prospects we have seen come out of the NFL draft in the last decade plus, maybe ever. And if he's available there at number 1 overall, and you can pair him with Justin Fields and DJ Moore, I mean, you got some serious weapons there in Chicago to work with if you go down this route. Justin Fields so far this year with a completion percentage of 64.4, not bad at all. He's just under 200 yards passing per game. Total touchdowns is up to 13, and he's actually protected the football pretty decently in terms of throwing interceptions this year. Only 6 in 8 games played to this point. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what Chicago does here at the quarterback position. But let me know what you would do down there in the comments section. Who would you want to be your quarterback if you were the Chicago Bears heading into 2024? Would you want Justin Fields, type JF, or if you'd rather have Caleb Williams, give me a CW down there in the comments section. Now let's shift to Zach Ertz, who was released by the Arizona Cardinals here on Thursday. And according to reports, Ertz is going to be looking to get his second Super Bowl ring with a contender here in the not-so-distant future here. So there's definitely some early favorites to land Zach Ertz. So let's break those down for you right here on NFL Daily. Number 1, the Baltimore Ravens. And by the way, these are in no particular order. The Baltimore Ravens just lost Mark Andrews for the season. This is a team that is arguably the most statistically dominant team on both sides of the football so far this year. Lamar Jackson's balling out. They got some great receiving weapons. The defense, led by Mike McDonald, their defensive coordinator, a top head coaching candidate this year. I mean, this team is freaking loaded. Jadeveon Clowney's having a career year this year on the edge. This is a stacked football team, and they're in desperate need of another tight end here. Isaiah Likely is their current starter. He's fine, but adding somebody that's a true receiving threat here in Zach Ertz would certainly help out Lamar Jackson and that Ravens offense. Another option here is the Miami Dolphins, and you could see why Zach Ertz would want to play in Mike McDaniel's offense here. It's just so explosive. It's so dynamic. You know that they would be using Zach Ertz in the right way. Right now they're dealing with some injuries at the tight end position, and Zach Ertz would be the number 1 guy in their rotation if he decides to go to Miami. Another contender that he could potentially go to here is the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, they have Evan Ingram. He's a very good player, but I do think that they would definitely like to add a guy like Zach Ertz, give them some versatility there on offense for Trevor Lawrence to exploit down the stretch. And then finally, why not? Come back to Philly, baby. I know Dallas Goedert, he's coming back from injury, all these different things, but man, seeing Zach Ertz back in a Philadelphia Eagles uniform would certainly be cool to see. And, I know that the Eagles don't need any help right now. I mean, this team is rolling right now, but getting Zach Ertz back would certainly be a nice story for the Philadelphia Eagles and their fans. Now, I do have a couple of other news stories that I want to cover here in just a second. But first, if you're enjoying today's content, if you're enjoying today's video, make sure you click that thumbs up icon and like today's show. It tells the YouTube algorithm to push this video out to other NFL fans like yourselves. So if you're an NFL Daily Real one, make sure you click that thumbs up icon right now. So let's go over those final news items right now, where there's some injury news around the league, and there's also some head coaching news around the league. Let's start with the Chicago Bears once again, where the Bears are reportedly interested in Jim Harbaugh, the Michigan Wolverines head coach, to make the jump back to the National Football League here and be the next Bears head coach. I think this would be a great fit. I think that Jim Harbaugh is a great culture builder. I think he did a great job with the San Francisco 49ers when he was here in the NFL. And I think that right now maybe Jim Harbaugh, after all the suspensions and all this different stuff with the NCAA and the Big Ten this year, that maybe he's a little bit tired of the whole college thing, and he's willing to once again make that jump to the National Football League. And why not the Bears, man? I think it's a fantastic fit. And then also, let's shift to Cleveland here, where Joe Flacco just signed a couple of weeks ago. It looks like that he is going to be potentially starting for the Browns this week. The Browns are right in the middle of a playoff push. They are currently the 6th seed in the AFC playoff picture, with Deshaun Watson out for the season and Dorian Thompson-Robinson dealing with an injury as well. It looks like Flacco is going to get the starting nod. He's been taking first-team reps in practice this week. So it seems like Flacco, kind of a Ravens legend here, is going to be starting for his former AFC North rival here for the rest of the 2023 campaign. And now speaking of older quarterbacks here, Aaron Rodgers, his 21-day window to come off the injured reserve has now been open. He's practicing in a limited fashion there with the New York Jets. And this is nothing short of remarkable, man. This guy is almost 40 years old, right? This guy is old for a quarterback, and he just tore his Achilles in week 1. This guy's already back playing on the field in a limited fashion. That's absolutely incredible. Aaron Rodgers has been saying that he's eyeing a December 24th return to the field. That is if the Jets are still in the playoff hunt. It might be easier said than done with Tim Boyle as your quarterback, but if they're right there, Aaron Rodgers could make a return to the field. But predict it for me down there in the comments section. Will Aaron Rodgers play again here in 2023? Give me a yes or give me a no down there in the comments section to let me know what you guys think. And that'll be it for today's show, guys. Really do appreciate all of your support. Make sure you click that subscribe button down below for more NFL news and rumors content throughout the week.